Today, we are one step closer to a new federal holiday. There are currently 10 federal holidays that we recognize here in the United States, but we will likely soon have 11. The Senate today passed a resolution establishing Juneteenth as a national federal holiday. Juneteenth, of course, celebrates the end of slavery in the United States. President Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation in 1863, of course. But it would be another 2.5 years before the last remaining slaves in Galveston, Texas, finally learned of their freedom on June 19th, 1865. June 19th is Juneteenth. Now, the fact that the Senate vote was unanimous today, that came as a bit of a surprise. Wisconsin Republican Senator Ron Johnson had previously blocked this, but I guess today he got over it. The bill will now go to the democratically controlled House. It is expected to pass in the House. Still TBD on when exactly, but after that, it is expected to be signed into law by President Biden. It has been almost 40 years since the last new federal holiday was created, the holiday honoring the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. That was created in 1983. But we're about to get another one. If you are one of the roughly 2 million federal workers in this country, starting next year, you can expect an extra day off for that federal holiday. As for the rest of us who don't work for the federal government, it is not only something worthy of celebrating, it is definitely something worthy of bugging your boss to give you the day off to celebrate it. Juneteenth.
Now, look, I love it. The video is cool. It's informative. Her face at the end was just a little unsettling for me. Thank you, Rachel, for that great introduction to what we're talking about today, which is double back on Juneteenth, y'all. Welcome back to another episode of Politics. Hopefully, y'all found the video somewhat informative. And I thought it would just be good to take a moment. I thought it'd be, didn't say it's really quiet. Regina, you couldn't hear that video? Let me know if you couldn't hear it. Angel said, my work just started paying for MLK. I hope they do Juneteenth too. I do too. As you heard in that clip, that is going to become, expected to become the next national holiday. It'll be 11 holidays, federal holidays, in the calendar year. It is interesting that the last one was Martin Luther King Day back in the 80s. The 80s. It's crazy. Sorry about the cup. I didn't even think about that. No, I messed up the background. But yeah, the 80s. So I think it's pretty cool that that's something that we can add to the list, especially when we take a moment just to think about where we were last year, where we were this time last year in regards to Juneteenth, and I guess just the country as a whole, to be honest. Of course, we were just coming out of the George Floyd situation, not coming out of it, like really getting to the thick of it, if you want to be honest. Seems not going to cooperate with me. That's good enough. So last year. Oh, do I still sound low? Regina, you might have to turn your volume up. If I still sound low, I should be good. If I'm not, let me know. But yeah, think about where we were this time last year. Like, people had never even heard of Juneteenth. Now, not only last year did we see that companies were starting to come out and say that they're going to be closed in observance of Juneteenth, that they're going to be some of them are going to be paid. It just all depends on what company, how they feel. And I think they're from like the initial list of companies. I think that some other companies have been added. So what was interesting to me, or what was something I was thinking about when putting this show together, was the companies who were the first to jump up. I think it was like Nike and Twitter, I think, were like the first companies to jump up and say like, "Hey, we're gonna get our people off this Juneteenth and Juneteenth going forward." You know, and Observance Day. I was interested to see which companies held up to that. Like which companies like didn't like do it that year and then back away from it. Like who stuck around with it. And to my uh, to my appreciation, I guess if that's what you want to call it, I have been pleasantly surprised at the companies who I guess are still on the list as of last week or earlier this week. With companies where we're still on the list. Pleasantly surprised that people didn't back out. People didn't let their companies back out. Um, now it's not a like a coverall. Of course, some companies can close, some jobs and stuff can close. But a good portion of people, or I'm sorry, of businesses, are off and giving their people, what do you call it? A fancy term for saying we're gonna pay y'all, even though you don't have to work. We're gonna shut down completely and pay people. So hopefully, like Angel said, hopefully they once it become a federal holiday, all the other federal holidays that you get paid for, you get paid for that one, and then you can actually go do stuff. Now, no, don't get me wrong. There are some Martin Luther King days where I just take it as a day off, or um, whatever other federal holidays where I don't do the uh, Thanksgiving. I always try to be thankful for my family and stuff, but um, whatever other holidays are in there, you don't always go do, what I'm saying, like the stuff that day is for or whatever. But being that is so new and kind of still unfounded and more of like this is more like a resurgence. Uh, if you can participate, I say you do it. If you can, safely understand pandemic rules as they're starting to be lifted and stuff. But if you can go out and celebrate, safely, go do it, man, or go learn something. Watch a video, like it's all type of stuff. Regina said, "I must just be old." Just turn up the volume on your phone. Your volume's just down. That's all. Old. Angel said, even if they don't shut down, they should acknowledge that people need to know history and be educated. Absolutely. There's a lot of stuff going on in the country right now where, especially in 5 particular Republican states, where they are trying to stifle um, uh, you know, teaching race, like race theory. It's called critical race theory, which is initially what I was going to talk about, which is where critical race theory is. It's convoluted. It's kind of like a term that's been hijacked, where with a lot of people who don't actually know where it started from, but it really was just like an examination of laws that said because of all of the racial history that this country have, um, it just tracked how race still permeates throughout certain avenues of the country. So whether it's the police system, the justice system as a whole, the wealth system, it was just like an analysis. People took it and made it into a certain group of people took it and made it into, well, if you teach this, then that mean that, or if you feel offended by this, then that mean that you're racist. And if you're white, then you're racist. And if you're black, that means you should be racist. If you're not racist, like they took it. This certain group of people that you guys may or may not know are very good at taking like the message of something and twisting it into something that has nothing to do with it, like nothing at all. But anyway, in these 5 Republican states, Republican-led states, like Republican governors, they are banning this teaching of critical race theory. Now, there is no national mandate that critical race theory must be taught in schools. So without it being an actual thing that's like on the curriculum, but you still feel the need to ban it, then that tells me right away that it must be something you're trying to suppress. Because if it's not mandatory anyway, and it's not like the entire country being taught anyway, then leave it alone. But the fact that you're trying to hide it, even though it's not even being taught widely, then that raises red flags for me. So, long story short, I agree with you, Angel. People need to know the history of the country and just be educated on, the past. What is the term? I don't know who said it, but it's, if you don't know your history, then you're bound to repeat it, or you don't know your past, and you're bound to repeat it, or something like that. So, I'm with you 100%. Angel said, "Know what we celebrate versus following the tradition." Yeah, exactly. Like, so I'm telling you guys to go celebrate it and all of that stuff, but go find out why or find out the significance of it, or which we've talked about it in this show. Feel free to go back and watch the old video. I want to say it's episode 13 of Politics. We're on 53 now, so quite a few shows ago. But I want to say it's episode 13 if you need a refresher um, of why Juneteenth is celebrated. Um, here is the birthday girl slash new national holiday recipient herself, Ebony J. Her birthday is on June 19th and is now expected to be a national holiday. The Senate already passed it. It's going to the House. The Senate passed it last night, so it's going to the House probably today or tomorrow. It's very well that they can sign it, or they've been, the government be dramatic and sign it on June 19th. And then, of course, it won't take effect to the following year as a national holiday. But the significance of signing it on Juneteenth probably sound like a good idea. Um, if you guys follow anything in politics or you watch the show, you know that Congress, these two parties don't agree on anything. Yet they were able to, like 100%, 100 senators, 100 out of 100 voted to make this a national holiday. And I think it's the right thing to do. So today, man, we're just going to talk about some stuff you can do this upcoming Juneteenth. Some stuff already passed. I mean, it's Wednesday, so this whole week leading up to it, some stuff already passed. I think McDonald's had like a seminar or something for people, for their like their employees or something. So we want to just go over some stuff you can do, some ways you can celebrate, and I want to commend the companies who on this list or whatever. Now, there might be other companies, smaller ones that I'm unaware of. But like these national, well-known brands and chains who are giving their people, the day off for various reasons, whether it's you know, like releasing a statement that says go and find out more about this, or just take a day off. Some of them just say just take a day off. Um, so well, I guess we'll start with the companies who are still going along with this, which is great. AbbVie, which is like it's a tech company. If you don't have no AbbVie stock, you should probably go get some. If you don't have a stock account, you should message me and start buying stock. It's all right. Allstate Insurance Company. Allstate now, this is their statement, by the way. Allstate now recognizes Juneteenth as a company holiday, provides a day off for associates to enjoy with their family and friends. Corporate communications are typically sent, which provide Juneteenth-related resources and activities as well. I'm not going to read all the descriptions, but just maybe the main ones. American Airlines, well, they fly planes and stuff, so they can't take the day off or whatever. But they are doing like a company-wide like keynote speaker event, just with some like prominent Black people, I guess, to talk about their journey. They're offering colors that you can wear like at work, like red particularly. Museum passes to some of their people. their thing that they have called the Crown Act, which is more like an arts thing. So, um, musicians and poetry and spoken word, all that good stuff. So it's like sending their people or bringing in people so that their employees can participate. I'm gonna keep checking back. If you guys say something about these companies, I'm flipping back and forth between pages, uh, just in case I don't see what you're saying. Estee Lauder, uh, I think it's like a beauty company or something, maybe makeup or something like that. Um, they are they're having a bunch of social events honoring Juneteenth. Their U.S. employees will be given PTO to commemorate Juneteenth, um, which is pretty good. Like I said, McDonald's, they had a national webcast on June 14th with a special guest, somebody named Opal Lee. I have no idea who that is. That might be on me. Ulta stores. Um, so it looks like they'll be open, but they'll be sharing Emancipation Day with their associates internally. Corporate leadership will give messages. Externally, Ulta will celebrate, educate around uh, the day and through their social media platforms. So that's a big thing too. I didn't even think about that. Go make sure you go check your just be on the lookout through social media, whether it's Facebook or Twitter or whatever, um, to just like I'm saying, I'm sure everybody's gonna have tips and tricks and and treats and trivia. I was trying to think of trivia. We gonna have trivia and fun facts and all that good stuff. So like I said, even if you can't get out to go to a parade or go to a party or something like that, hey, it's always good to get involved with just like some stuff that you can even do sitting at home. CBS, Viacom, CBS, they're gonna be running stuff on their stations, on the TV stations. So I don't know if there's gonna be radio as well. I'm not sure. Probably not, but we'll see. Walgreens. Walgreens is another store. Like I said before, Nike, Twitter, Lyft, Mastercard, the NFL, all doing things to honor Juneteenth this year. And like I said, it was much many more companies. Look, companies backtrack stuff all the time. They'll say they're going to do. Trust me, I know it. I'm going through it at my job right now, where the companies are backtracking. So, um, yeah, I've seen. I know companies backtrack, and the fact that some of these people are still in it, it makes me feel good. Uber is doing something through the U.S. and Canada by releasing communication throughout the day, is meaning events, discounted rides towards events. So if you're riding in an Uber, I'm not sure if what Lyft is doing, but if you're going to like a Juneteenth event, your ride might be discounted, which is pretty cool. AAA is doing like some internal stuff. If you're a you're a AAA fan or member. Nestle doing some stuff. Just some good companies, man. Like bigger companies than I would have expected. So, um, as I said, bigger companies that I don't see any. Facebook, of course, is going to be doing stuff. I think their employees get a full day. If you have to go to work, they have like a full slate of stuff to do at work and communications, and then ones who have the day off. I think they get paid for it anyway, but you can just other event stuff that you can come in and get and just celebrate, man. So I think that's pretty cool with companies. Regina said Estee Lauder is a makeup. You're right. I just really took a stab. Angela said go Asa. Screw AAA. Personal. Sounds personal. Angela said I'll probably get blocked on Facebook for saying that. Yeah, Facebook is very restrictive. I'll say that. That's funny. Yeah, you did almost get blocked the last time. Um, what you say, women are gross or something like that. Women are nasty or something like that, and you almost got blocked completely. Um, so let's talk about some ways to celebrate Juneteenth. So of course, let me go ahead and you were blocked for 24 hours. That's crazy. Go ahead and set this up here real quick though. So of course, what you can always do on Juneteenth, support black businesses. If you didn't know, the show you're watching just so happened, by chance to be a black business. So feel free to buy and donate to your local black businesses. Um, Man, it's a ton of black companies out there that you can support. You know what I'm saying? Like companies who are not even looking for handouts, but just um, have quality products. Might just be on the smaller side or whatever, and just need help getting their brand, their logo out there. And you guys can be a part of that. Um, it's 1,000. I'm not going to read these names. It's 1,000 names. Google black owned business. I'll put out some links over the next couple of days. I'll put out some links where you can find other black owned businesses. We'll probably highlight some black owned businesses on our social media this upcoming weekend. So be on the lookout for that. Um, there's way too many companies. That's all I can say. But opposed from that, you can hit your local library up and there's countless books on Juneteenth and or just the black experience for that matter. A lot of people like that movie Moonlight. They have a book version of it. I don't know if it might have started off as a book. I really have no idea. But that can be your way of learning and educating yourself just by reading books or learning more about the black experience. Um, and that costs you nothing because you can go, to your local library. Then the highlight, in my opinion, of like what you can do is go eat at some black owned restaurants. If you are not um, familiar, I'll say go find a black owned restaurant and have fun. Now not gonna pretend like black owned restaurants are the end all be all for everything, but they're pretty good. Like collectively, they're pretty good. So whether it's a black owned dessert shop, a black owned barbecue place, uh, here in Cleveland, well, outside of Cleveland, there are black owned sushi spots. Now I'm a mid level sushi eater. Like I don't eat all the time. I don't eat everything that's wrapped up, but I'll I'll I'll, I'll eat sushi. But a black owned sushi spot, like I actually hit the owner like, is this a sushi spot? Like, yeah, I'm like a black owned sushi. I couldn't believe it. I don't know why, but I couldn't believe it. A black owned sushi spot outside of Cleveland. Um, Go visit if you're in the area. Definitely go visit. You can always give to black charities, black organizations. Whether it's I think Black Girls Code was one of the ones I had like researched. It was like a tech uh, like it teaches black girls, black women tech and programming, a bunch of computer stuff um, to help them get into the tech field. It's countless others. That's where Google become your friend. So be sure to go do that. Um, Andrew said, "How are you celebrating?" Um, my aunt said, "Red velvet cake." Are you saying you're celebrating with red velvet cake, or are you just saying eat red eat red velvet cake? Andrew said you should do a Juneteenth Epiphany shirt to sell. Look, I was working on it, as you know, but I couldn't. I had a bunch of ideas, but I couldn't settle on one, and now we're very close to the date, so I don't know if I better pull it off. But I had a bunch of ideas, but I couldn't settle on one. I feel like they were all kind of good, um, but the idea was definitely there for sure. But how am I celebrating? Well, I'll be celebrating by getting out and schmoozing with other blacks, with other blacks and African Americans. I'll probably be wearing some red. Hopefully, my aunt, um, she said, she wanted me to be there. She said, I'm celebrating by eating red stuff, and I'll be traveling. Well, I was hoping to get some of her red velvet cake, but that doesn't look like it's going to be the case. So I'll be eating red stuff, not traveling, and probably wearing some red and, being around other black people, being around black people, uh, you know, to learn some stuff, to get a feel for the culture. It's, it's worth it. It's a good time. Don't be scared. Get out there and enjoy your fellow fellow blacks. Um, I just want to leave y'all with one more resource. Here, I'll actually share the screen with you guys. Hold on one second. So, if you're in Cleveland, the Cleveland Public Library always a great resource for so much stuff, man. Not just Black history, but like a history of the entire area. So many good resources, good photos, old newspapers, all that good stuff. But um, they're going to be having events, and most of these events, of course, they have some where you can go. But like I said, if you're stuck at home or you just can't get out, or you're stuck at work or anything like that, you got some free time. Most of the stuff that they're going to be doing is going to be online, so you can join like via Zoom. You can, and there's various topics. I don't know any of these people specifically, but this lady's talking about reparations. Just all type of stuff, man. So be sure to go and just get involved in whatever way you see fit. Like, there's no pressure here. We ain't saying you got to go march, you know what I'm saying? But get involved, man. Find something in Black history that that intrigues you and take a deep dive. Learn something, reach out, teach somebody else. Let somebody else know what's going on. And there's just so much stuff going on. And man, like Black history through art. Like last year, I think they had one that was similar. I don't know if it's the same one. That was super dope, though. It's just history through art. Like, so art pieces in certain time frames, or art that tells a story or some stuff. It's just all great, man. So definitely go out and do your thing. Somehow, some way, educate yourself, educate somebody else. This is how we come together. This is how we mix and blend and have empathy for one another and grow. So that's my 30 minutes. I'm gonna get out of here. I appreciate y'all joining me. I'm gonna leave y'all with a not my video, it's somebody else's video. I don't think they active no more. I couldn't get the permissions to use it. So I'm gonna use it anyway. Then if they want me to take it down, then we'll talk about it. But I'm gonna leave y'all with just some good old Black people having fun, celebrating. The thing I like about this video is that it is a ton of young people, which, of course, is going to be the next group of people who change the country, who keeps tradition alive and keeps stuff moving. So I appreciate that for sure. I'm going to get out of here. You guys be safe. Salute to the city as always. If y'all need anything, reach out to us. No show on Sunday, don't forget. We'll come back on the other side with our State of the Union, our 3-year State of the Union. So thanks for being with us on this journey. We appreciate y'all tremendously, and go get y'all shots, man. All right, I'm out.
Touring out, selling out shows. Made a call following like Jim Jones. Drippin', I be putting shit on. Looking at the crowd, I see a couple of clones. Little girl kiss, hit the gas, now I'm gone. Expensive drugs keep me in my zone. Treat a record deal like a loan. Making these hits gon' keep me on. Found a little real that bone, fuck like a G, pull a weave out, making a moan. Smoke a lot of weed, gotta get another pound, I don't know where the other one gone. Every time I'm driving down the strip, got people throwing thumbs up at my wheel. In the club, sparklers coming, they hitting off diamonds inside of the Ville. Since 2017, I've been getting paid. Monograms on my waist, watches in the LV roller case. I gotta play it safe. Shoot a mask on, can't trace no face. Got a good line, I got no case. The shit I'm around, I don't think it's a waste.